And we are now looking at the Lost and Found. It's the review spot's Lost and Found. Spot, I still have no idea what this is. Could you explain it to all of us that don't really know? By all means. The Lost and Found is something that I was thinking about, I don't know, a year or so ago. Because as a collector, I know there's many of us that have this same similar story. They think to themselves, and I'm pointing right to the side of my head, or at least I'm pretending to set this story up. A lot of collectors would say that probably the same story. When I was younger, I remember this one toy, and I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure this sounds familiar to everybody. I can't remember what it's called, but it had something to do with dragons. Or it had something to do with marshmallows. Or it had something to do with this, or it had something to do with that. And for the life of you, you can't figure out what it is. People would say, well, you could check on Google. You can only check on Google if you have some rough idea as to what it's maybe called. And let me add my little bit of story to this. When I did the last Lost and Found, I had a similar enough story. I actually mentioned in the video that when I was younger, I remember there were these toys, and I think they were from Milton Bradley or Parker Brothers, and they were these little portable games. And you wound them up. They didn't have any batteries. You wound them up, and they could do things. They had moving parts and all that kind of stuff. And I remember there was a kid in grade 4 that brought them to school, and I loved them. And for the life of me, couldn't remember what they were called. And there's a happy ending to all this. During that news and updates, a viewer, I believe it was Action Figure Expert, I might be wrong, but Action Figure Expert responded and said, dude, I know exactly what those are called. Those are called things. Things? I did some Googling, I did some searching. Sure enough, boom, right there, things. The totally hilarious, incredibly neat games of skill. I've got myself Astronauts, I've got myself Sir Ring-A-Lot, I've also got the entire wave. I was able to find all of them on eBay, all thanks to, again, I think it was the Action Figure Expert, and it was due to the Lost and Found. You see how that works? You see how you throw that out to somebody, and maybe you don't remember it, but somebody out there says, dude, I know exactly what those are called. Those are called this. Then you do your searching. You open up your wallet, you pull out your credit card or whatever you use to buy stuff. You could barter. Maybe you have some lamb wool or something like that you could barter away, or some sheep wool. You could barter that away for whatever it is you want. You receive it and you open it up. Reminds you of your childhood. This was a big substantial part of my childhood, the things. And now finally have it. All thanks to the Lost and Found. So I think that clarifies what the Lost and Found is. So what your job is, if you have a similar story as myself, when I was younger, I had this one thing. All I can really do is describe it as this, and describe it as best as you can. You can respond to this video if you'd like as a video response, and in your video you could describe what the thing is, not these things, but what the thing is that you had when you were younger, or that you wanted when you were younger, and throw it up as a response to this video. Or you can go the old-fashioned route and just describe your stuff down below. Now granted, in a text, it might be a little harder to convey what you're looking for, but throw it down below and just say, when I was younger, or describe what it is that they were. If it was an action figure, describe what features it had or what they looked like. And surely someone amongst the viewers on this channel, somebody along the way will say, hey, wait a minute, I remember that toy. Let me go to my closet. Rummage, rummage, rummage. They pull out and say, it's exactly this. I remember what this was. It's this. And then that person could say, Rad Cool Guy 375, you have come through. I've had many a sleepless nights over trying to figure out what this was called. And he would respond, you had many sleepless nights over trying to remember the name of an action figure? Dude, you need to get out a lot more. That part may not be the actual result of this quest, but certainly hopefully in the lost and found here, you will find what it is that you're looking for. It's a new concept. I don't know, I'm probably not the first to do this, but I thought let's do another lost and found on this channel. So if everybody knows the drill, put your comments down below. Describe what it is you had as a kid, and then the rest of us, as a group participation, as a community challenge, the rest of us, if you know what it is, reading the comments down below, if you know what it is that that person is looking for, please, I encourage you, put their mind at ease and maybe let them know down below. If you have maybe a link to a couple of websites that talk about that toy, you can provide that link down below and say, you know, I think I know what you're talking about. That was the My Little Pony Sparkle Princess Mansion. Here's the link down below. I don't even know if that thing, such a thing exists, but put the link down below and you could say, hey, here you go. And he would respond, or she would respond with, wow, my life is better now for having met you. Thank you very much, sir, stranger. I don't even know your name. You've now given me a new life. My eyes are now open to the rest of the world. So as the lost and found guys, you know how it works now. Put your videos down below describing what it is you're looking for, or in a text question, put it in down below as well. Describe what it is you're looking for, and hopefully the rest of us in this community will remember, based on your description, what it is you're looking for, and we can throw out something we've lost as it will, and somebody could come back with a found. A lost, a found, total package. It's like peanut butter and jam finally coming together, and you're like, I didn't know such a thing existed. Num, 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 num. So that is the lost and found, guys. It's happening right now. If you do want to participate, if there's something you are trying to remember, like I said, do mention it down below. Do describe it as best as you can, and as a community, we're going to help you out. We're going to help you out. It's going to be like AA, but all good. It's just plastic addiction. It's like, hey, I'm John. I'm into plastic. Hey, John, how's it going? Hey, what's going on? My cat's interested too, you see? He's trying to help. I think he's just looking for food, and that's not very hard to find. I've got food in the cupboard there, so. It's the lost and found, guys. It's happening right now. If you want to participate, do participate down below, and let's see if we can find some of those lost items. Lost and found. Happening right now.